We are going to ruffle some feathers this morning. We are going to ruffle some feathers this Saturday morning. First of all, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also make sure that you go on ahead and you go into my description here. And I have all of my information here for my Patreon, where we talk about dark femininity and dark manipulation. And I also have the link to my spiritual channel there as well. And then also, I'm not going to be doing one-on-one consults anymore, at least not after today. I'm not going to. If there's anyone that like got a bundle with me, obviously you can still be able to, receive your other consultations that you have not used up yet if you ended up purchasing a bundle from me. But and then another thing too, I'm only going to leave this live stream up until probably like half of the day. And then I'm going to move it over to the membership channel. I'm going to move it over to the membership tier. So yeah, I just wanted to make those announcements first. So no more one-on-one consultations after today. All the information will be in my link tree for my Patreon and for my spiritual channel. And then this live, I'm only going to have it up here to be viewed half the day. And then I'm going to be moving this. I'm going to move this live stream over to the paid membership side, the middle tier. So if you made it to the live this morning, well then wonderful. You have access to the live, and if you want to see it or have it be repeated again, then obviously you can join the membership. Also, if you are one of the Patreon princesses, we just went live with the Discord. So now we have a nice community. We have a nice community now for us Patreon princesses, for us to share information. If y'all want to get to know one another on a deeper level, for us to kind of share our experiences, share our stories more privately. Yeah, don't forget that the Discord is live, and that is that's accessible through you joining the Patreon, which is linked in the chat, and then I also have it linked in my link tree. So just wanted to make all of those announcements because, per usual, we're re-strategizing, we are pivoting, we're trying to build an empire, we're trying to grow over here, and with that, the queen got to change some things. Okay. The queen got to change some things. And I need more time on the weekend to create my planner, because I'm going to be selling my planner. And then I'm just going to make, not just, but I'm going to make courses for you all. That way it's a little bit easier for you all to have access to, information that you all might want to know on a deeper level, to kind of just have like at hand for yourself. So I'm going to be doing a lot more curated content for the membership channel, for the Patreon, and then also, making like more products for you all to purchase. Okay. So that is it for announcements. Sorry. I know that was a lot of rambling at the beginning, but I just had to let everybody know what the hell I was doing and what I was getting at. So it's time to hurt some feelings. Okay. People are going to be mad at this live stream, and guess what? I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. We're always going to be about the raw, honest truth over here. And at the end of the day, I really want to address the elephant in the room with the responses that I'm seeing with people when it comes to Cassie. And, when it comes to how there are a group of people, not only men, but particularly women, is who I want to focus on during this live stream, who almost feel vindicated, and they almost kind of have this kind of smug demeanor regarding what it is that she had went through, and essentially, putting all of the onus on her, putting all the responsibility onto her, to essentially say, well, why didn't you leave? Why can't, why, she decided she had a luxurious life and she was a gold digger, and, she sold herself for $20 million, et cetera, et cetera. I have so many talking points regarding this, because when I did the video talking about the statue of the Black woman that they made in New York City, some of y'all were coming at me, and some of y'all were coming at me with the whole preference talk. Oh, where you're light skinned and you haven't went through anything and you can't speak on something like this, pretty much trying to reduce my point of view down, because I am so-called the preference. Any woman that is closer to an objective standard of beauty, women will see beauty on a hierarchy, and that's created by the patriarchy, right? The whole purpose of the patriarchy having a beauty standard is to weaponize that beauty standard against other women. That way that they can triangulate you all and then have us be pitted against each other. Y'all lose the plot every single time because y'all care so much about appeasing a man. You're not gonna get any better treatment. You're not gonna get any better treatment. The moment 9 times out of 10 that you make yourself adjacent to a man, or you're living your life based off of the standard of a man, you're living your life based off of if a man is going to approve of something that you're going to do or not, you're losing. You're losing. So you caring about these objective beauty standards and how, oh, well, I guess that's what she gets. That's what pretty privilege does for you. Pretty privilege gets you abused. Pretty privilege gets you kicked. It gets you beat up. It gets you harmed. It's one of these things where it's like, so because you are in hierarchy thinking and because you're jealous of the fact that she is objectively beautiful. I mean, she was a model. Cassie was a model. So you can't even argue her beauty because she literally was paid money based off of her beauty. She is objectively beautiful. She's ambiguous. She's got light colored eyes. She has beautiful hair. She has a cute shape. A lot of y'all feel so good that a lot of y'all women get off on the fact that you got to see a poor example of what happens to women when you put them on a pedestal. And a lot of women feel vindicated in that. A lot of women really do feel good inside because they're like, yes, I have proof. I now have proof that, women that are beautiful, women that are the preference, they actually don't get treated accordingly. They actually don't get treated wonderful. And it's like, no shit. That's always going to happen when you're dealing with a man. Oh, well, she could have left. She could have left. Okay. How many of y'all get on this goddamn internet? These are the same women saying, why didn't she leave? Why didn't she leave? Okay, well, why didn't you leave when a man told you that he didn't want anything serious? A man told you, I don't want anything serious, and yet your dumbass still stayed. Thinking, oh, well, if I cook for him, if I clean for him, if I sleep with him, if I put it down for him, I'm going to get him to change his mind. How come y'all not leaving these situationships? Y'all being 2-year, 3-year, 4-year, 10-year fucking situationships. And the man isn't even using fear as a tactic to keep you there. The man doesn't even have enough money or power or influence to manipulate things to pay off people to keep you there. The man ain't even laying hands on you or doing anything to make you fear him in order to make you feel obligated to stay, to make you feel fearful to stay. And yet y'all will still stay then. Y'all will literally be in these super long situationships and will fix your fucking lips to ask a woman who is literally under the thumb of one of the most powerful moguls in the fucking world. Sit here and fix your lips to say, well, why didn't you leave? When literally this man could snap his fingers and make anyone disappear. He could pay someone off. He could have someone take the charge. He could have someone do anything. And you're going to fix your lips to ask someone that and to put the onus on her. No, the reason why this is happening is because a lot of y'all women were jealous of the fact that Cassie was able to get benefits and perks off of her beauty. Let me tell y'all something, because a lot of y'all are slow. A lot of y'all are dumb. And a lot of y'all think that $20 million, is a lot. The beauty that Cassie possesses is greater than $20 million. Okay? I want to make that very clear. When you have that amount of beauty, you could be a billionaire when you have that amount of beauty. And Diddy knew that. Diddy knew that she had a high amount of beauty, and whenever it was time for her to have some type of deal, whenever it was time for her to have some collaboration, he was like, no, you can't do it. No, you can't do it. Because he knew how fucking popular she was going to be. He knew how successful she was going to be. Could you imagine? Could you imagine how many fashion shows she would have been in? She could have created her own fashion brand, fashion label. She could have been the face of all type of makeup, cosmetics. She could have been acting in movies. $20 million for 10 years of abuse does not even reach the precipice of how much money she could have made to be able to have the career that she originally went to Diddy for. She signed a 10 record album deal with Diddy. And once she signed that deal with him, we never heard anything from her again. Do you not find that suspicious? Do you not find that suspicious? Oh, she could have left. Is there not a video? Is there not a video that we've seen with them being in the hotel of her trying to leave? The proof is there that this woman has tried to leave. Does it look like he let her leave in that video of them in the hotel? The man was so adamant on her not leaving. He did everything to her in a towel, which means this man was in the middle of something. This man was engaged with something else and stopped what he was doing with the fucking towel on and made sure that she could not leave him. So the fact that there are women that are still fixing their lips to say, why didn't she leave? Why didn't she leave? You already have the proof that she's tried to leave. A lot of these men want to find the prettiest woman and they're jealous. They're jealous because they don't have the beauty, they don't have a vagina. They're jealous. And so because they're jealous, they want to be able to control a woman's beauty and try to use it for their benefit. Control her beauty. Then, because last night, so I always like to go to the channel here and then see how many likes, you guys are liking the stream before I actually stream. The woman deleted her comments. I don't know if any of you all had seen the comments, but there was a woman and she left like 4 or 5 comments saying that she was a sex slave. She was happy to be there. She wanted to have all of this money, yada, yada, yada. She deleted all of her comments because she probably realized how fucking ridiculous she sounded to even leave comments saying that. The jealousy between women when they see a preference having a life that they want, okay? Their preference getting access to things that they want, it brews up the jealousy in them because they think of it like, oh, I would never be able to have that. I would never be able to have that. Exactly. 10 years, 20 mil over 10 years is only $2 million a year. Do y'all not think that Cassie could have made more than $2 million a year with her beauty, with the music she was making? Because every song that woman was making was a hit. Every song she was making, everyone enjoyed it. Me and You, Long Way to Go. I had her album, her first and only album, on rotation. She had very strong production. Her vocals weren't all that great. She would have been a Jennifer Lopez. You can't tell me no different. She would have been a Jennifer Lopez. She would be acting in movies. She would have her own back in those days it was real popular for them to have their own designer label. The level of success that Cassie would have been able to have would have been greater than $2 million a year. And Diddy knew that. And at the end of the day, the case is not Cassie versus Diddy. The case is Diddy versus the government for racketeering, S trafficking. And so essentially, what they're doing is they want to see this man's character. They want to see this man's character. And you still got women out here who are dumb as hell. You got women out here who are dumb as hell. Well, she cheated. They weren't in a relationship. Do y'all not get it? They were not in a relationship. They were not in a fucking relationship. So that's the reason why the defense was like, oh, well, you were jealous. Oh, well, you were jealous of the fact that, he didn't marry anyone. And we have to think, women are so dense, and women love to uphold the patriarchy so much that these women will be so quick to call Cassie a hoe because she went from man to man to man. But y'all are not acknowledging the fact that Diddy has 7 children with 4 different women. So, and then not to mention, he was cheating. This so-called relationship that they were in, they were not in a relationship. They were never in a relationship. They essentially, it was a situation where essentially she was being trafficked publicly under the guise of a relationship. Therefore, she does not owe him any loyalty. Because y'all are over here being loyal to a man and y'all are in a situationship. Y'all can't even get the title of a girlfriend. Y'all are doing wifely things with no ring. Y'all are over here getting married with no prenup, no clause to protect you if and when, because he's going to cheat on you in most cases. Y'all won't do anything to protect yourself, but then so quick to point the finger. She cheated, and you can't cheat on someone when y'all are not in a relationship. And guess what? Diddy doesn't know who the fuck you women are that are parading around trying to blame the victim. You're not going to get anywhere near these men that you're defending. They're not going to give you a piece of their change. They're not going to give you a chunk of their change. These same women, they don't have 1/10 of the beauty that Cassie has. This is why they're mad. This is why they are mad. A lot of these women, their whole life, they felt ignored, they felt passed over, they felt ridiculed because they don't fit the objective standard of beauty. And so for a lot of these women, seeing her have this happen to her, it shatters their illusion that, oh, well, if you're the preference, you being the preference is going to protect you. And there are a lot of women who are like, well, damn, I thought there was a code to crack. I thought that as long as you were in proximity to beauty, you wouldn't have anything happen to you. This is why you'll have women who will be like, I can't believe ASAP cheated on Rihanna. I can't believe Eric Benet cheated on Halle Berry. I can't believe Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. If you understood male nature and you believed male nature and you accepted it, you wouldn't be shocked by that. Beauty will not protect you. Beauty protects no woman. As soon as you are dealing with a man, your level of protection reduces. You're safer without having a man in your orbit. Society is always grooming women to believe that there is some code to crack. If you're beautiful enough, if you're quiet enough, if you're desired enough, you'll be chosen, you'll be picked, you'll be adored. These are the same women following these rules in their own life, and it's getting them nowhere. But then we'll have the nerve to ask Cassie, well, why did you stay? Why did you stay? Oh, I don't know. Probably because she decided, oh, I'm going to be making music with one of the top mogul in the industry. I'm going to be able to make money. I'm going to be able to, have a better career for myself. Sunk cost fallacy. He already was starving her of having her career. And then he was starving her of having any type of actual intimacy. The F-offs was all she had. The F-offs was literally the only piece that she had to be able to say, this is all I can get from this. I'm not getting anything else from this. This is all I can have. Beauty is something that you must gatekeep as a woman. It is something that you must be very, very understanding. One of the most dangerous things as a beautiful woman is not understanding that you're beautiful, and not understanding that when you have beauty, you are going to, if you allow it, you're going to have people that are going to exploit your beauty if you allow it to happen. So this is like what the defense is like. That's what their angle is. That's what they're trying to kind of manipulate this as. That's the reason why they found text messages of her saying like, "Oh, she wanted the F-offs and she wanted this and yada yada yada." At the end of the day, the reason why she was texting that she wanted the F-offs, it was the only time that she was going to be able to have access to Diddy. He gave her something, he starved her of it for her to want it again. That's what manipulators do. And a lot of these women I just know that these are women that are getting abused. It's very obvious. Women who are like, oh, Cassie should have done this. She's just a gold digger, yada, yada, yada. She could have left. A lot of these women are getting abused. A lot of these women are being manipulated. And a lot of them are so ignorant to the fact they don't even realize it. They're taking pride in being abused. They're taking pride in having someone manipulate them, essentially. So a lot of women will have a lot of cognitive dissonance because Pygmesia will work her entire life to be appealing. She will work her entire life to please a man. She'll work her entire life to gain male validation from a man. And then she'll see someone like Cassie, and Cassie's like, well, shit. She still got abused. It still didn't protect her. Right. Right. It's not going to protect any woman because you're dealing with a man. And then also with her, a lot of women saying, oh, she cheated and she homie hopped, and even men are saying this. Even men are saying this. Oh, well, she quit dealing with Ryan Leslie because she wanted to deal with someone with more money. If you wanted to sing and you wanted to make a career, you wanted to make a large career out of the talent that you possess, are you gonna deal with Ryan Leslie, or are you gonna deal with Diddy? Who are you going to deal with? You're going to deal with the person that has the most influence. You're going to deal with the person that has a track record of growing people's careers, of facilitating people's careers. They want to shame the pretty girl so bad for making decisions in her best interest. They want to shame the pretty girl so bad for leveraging and exploiting her pretty privilege. How dare she be smart enough to want to go after the person that has a track record of making people successful? How dare she want best for herself? How dare she want to make the most amount of money? It's like, no, Cassie knows she's fucking beautiful and she leveraged her beauty. That's it. That's all. And when it was time for her to decide, you want to know what? You want to know what? This man is getting abusive. The reason why Kid Cudi knew that she was involved with Diddy. Because the thing about it is that y'all will be so quick to shame the woman. Okay, the men knew that she was involved with Diddy, and you're saying nothing about them. You're saying nothing about the fact that these men were proud side dudes. Y'all are saying nothing about that. She wasn't hiding any of this shit. She was not over here trying to scheme from having these men on the side. They were willing participants too. She literally wanted to get away from that man. And she had other men in her orbit who knew what was happening and was trying to save her. They were trying to get her out of her fucked up situation that she was in with Diddy. And once Diddy saw that, he's bombing people's cars. He's threatening people. He's being an evil man to keep these people out of her way so he can continue to do the things that he's doing. So when people even say, well, how come no one stepped in? He's used multiple people as an example to show what happens when someone steps in. Like, wake up. If I don't know where you can read the court documents, but there's a content creator that I've been watching that in my opinion, he's covering the case the best. His name is Armon Wiggins. He's covering the case the best. He's covering the case the best out of everybody. Armon Wiggins, ArmonWiggins. He's covering the case the best. And he adds, like, his narration is very humorous, so it makes it a lot easier to be able to stomach what it is that he's saying. It does. It makes it easier because his narration, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty funny. On YouTube, yeah. He said, "We taking dick." Didn't he actually use and abuse male celeb? Oh, this is the thing. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the men to expose what men are doing to them, because then men will shut the fuck up. Men will start to shut the fuck up. When they hear about Meek Mill, when they hear about Justin Bieber, when they hear about Usher, I want to hear men say, well, why didn't they leave? Why didn't they leave? Because you're not going to hear them say that. And men are so dense. Men are so dense over the fact. There was someone that was arguing back and forth with me on TikTok. And he said, well, if I was paying for prostitutes and I had a girlfriend, and I had a girlfriend, and my girlfriend decided, she wanted to stop, and she would be able to leave. Okay, you just used a woman. Use a man. Use a man as the example. This is how I know that y'all are full of shit. I want you to put yourself in Cassie's shoes if you're in a relationship with a man. A lot of y'all don't want to admit the fact that Cassie was a victim, because you admitting the fact that she was a victim is going to admit the fact that you're fucked up, something's wrong with you, you're a predator, you're abusive, you're a nasty, evil fucking person. This is why you got men saying, well, she was a victim, she wanted money and power. Who fucking doesn't want money and power? You're a man. That's the number one thing you want. That's the number one thing you fucking want. You want money and power. You're going to shame a woman for wanting money and power? No, you're jealous of the fact that she got closer into proximity than you did, because you think you're entitled to it because you got a dick. Men will sit here and create money and power and make it the top of the hierarchy, and then get pissed off when people want it. You want to create money. You want to create money as a form of exchange, and then get pissed off when women are making it, when women want it from you. You fucking created the money. A lot of y'all are jealous because you don't have the power and influence that Diddy has. So you'll never get a woman close to Cassie. Oh, fucking well, you're an average man. It's called natural selection. It's called natural selection. The most attractive, the men with the most resources are at the top of the food chain. You average men are going to get looked over. Point blank, period. Get over it. Do what you got to do to not be average anymore. Everything in life has consequences. You being an average man comes with consequences, right? You being an average man comes with consequences, because that means you won't be able to have a whole lot of pull with women. You don't have enough money to be able to impress women. You don't have the looks. Everything in life has a consequence. Every single thing in life has a consequence. You cannot name one single thing that does not come with a consequence in life. Y'all want people to feel bad for y'all. No one fucking feels bad for y'all. Y'all are ha because you feel good about the fact that you can't have a woman like Cassie, so you feel better at the fact that you got to see her abused. That's why it's always, see, that's what she gets for not choosing a good man. That's what she gets for not choosing an average man like me. You would have did the same shit in a different form. If you weren't going to physically abuse her, you were going to emotionally abuse her. You were going to mentally abuse her. You were going to try to financially abuse her by using her money because you don't have any. Y'all are pathetic. Y'all are sad. Y'all are a disgrace. And y'all give women every single type of reason to not like y'all. And y'all take great pride in it. Yes, they would abuse her too. They're jealous of the fact that they don't have the money and the power and the influence to get a woman like that and do the same thing. That's really what this is all about. You just don't have the access to be able to do it. And that's fine. Admit that. Admit the fact, hey, I'm jealous. I'm jealous of the fact that I'm average. I don't have the money. I don't have the looks. I don't have the physique. I don't have the resources. So I cannot get a woman to come to me and do those things for me. These men would love for a woman to delegate herself to do all the FO stuff that Cassie was doing. These men would love that. Yes, the men that are complaining are broke. My father has money. He has access to a harem of women. Of course, Cassie was jealous of women. See, here's the thing. This is my issue. Y'all love to facilitate the patriarchy so much, and y'all love to move the goalposts when it comes to men and women. When a man is jealous of you, he'll ruin your life. What did Cassie do to Diddy out of jealousy? Name one thing that Cassie did to Diddy out of jealousy. She did not do anything to him out of jealousy. They weren't in a relationship. Even the defense said that. The defense literally said they were like drug partners. That's what his attorneys are saying. They weren't in a relationship. They were drug partners. And the defense is saying that they would get high. They would go on drugs. Cassie would take drugs from him. He would have withdrawals and he would beat her up because of it. They were never in a relationship. So you can't even say, oh, well, she cheated out of jealousy. They weren't in a relationship. You're allowed to be jealous. Jealousy is a normal emotion. Y'all like to take the emotions that women have and then weaponize them against one another. She's allowed to like money. She's allowed to like money. You're dumb. Are you homeless? Does it not cost money for you to pay for the Wi-Fi that you're typing on your phone or your laptop? Does it not take money for you to have a roof over your head? Like, why are y'all sound dumb? Why are y'all shaming people for wanting money? Why are y'all shaming people for wanting money when you can't sit here and say that money enhances your life? It is a tool. It makes your life easier. You sound fucking stupid. We are in a season now. Women don't care if you call us gold diggers. You sound dumb calling a woman a gold digger. Why would women not want money? You're a man. You don't want money? You want to be broke? You want to be homeless? You want to be poor? You don't want to eat? You don't want to shower? You don't want to wear clothes? What are you going to do in your daily life that doesn't require money? Y'all are jealous of the fact that she is beautiful and she's a woman, and women can leverage their beauty, because guess who's paying for it? Y'all are paying for it. Who is paying for OnlyFans? Y'all. Who is paying for S workers? Y'all. Who is at the strip club? Y'all. There would be no gold to dig if you all weren't giving it to women, which is what you're supposed to be fucking doing. You're supposed to be giving women money, which is the reason why the average man is going to complain, oh, well, she's a gold digger. If you had money, you wouldn't be calling anyone a gold digger, because you would have enough money to get the woman that you want. No man that has money is calling a woman a gold digger. And I know, because my father has money. My father has money, and he's literally he's paid for things. He's paid for things for women. And my father has double leverage, because my father is actually attractive. A lot of women are actually attracted to my father. So my father has literally the leverage of not only looks, he has the leverage of money too. All attorneys are calculating. What are y'all fucking talking about? The whole point of you being an attorney is to be calculating, to be strategic, to create a story, and to create a narrative to protect your client. What are you talking about? That's the whole point of being an attorney. How can I spin this to make my client look good? Like, why are y'all so slow? Why are y'all so slow? Because he has money. He's still spending money on women. Every vacation he goes on, he's paying for it. He's paid for plenty of things. He has money. He has the money, and you don't. You don't have money, and you don't have looks. As a man, as an average man, you have no leverage. Cassie's attorney is a man. Why are y'all so openly dumb? Like, why are y'all happy to be so dumb? Thank you, sovereign woman, because they are jealous. These women's husbands and baby daddies are the ones paying for OF. Exactly. 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 Females, women don't have to be calculated, because y'all are so fucking easy. All y'all care about is sex. So y'all want to blame women for the fact that y'all are easy. Y'all are easy to manipulate. Y'all are easy to manipulate. That's why y'all will go to the strip club and think the stripper likes you. The stripper is interested in you, because y'all are easy. Y'all will, a woman can sell you the dream of sleeping with you, just like how you'll try to sell the dream of women that you're going to marry her or love her. No. Men get mad that they get exploited for the thing that they want. Men are lustful. And then as soon as a woman exploits that, women are calculating. So fucking what? Y'all are constantly exploiting women's need for love. Y'all are constantly trying to exploit that. Exactly. Females are calculating. So are women. Women are calculating. Get over it. The whole world is calculating. You're being manipulated every single day. That's the facts of life. Like, you're over here trying to make it seem as if you're trying to make it seem as if we should feel bad for being calculating. Calculating gets you what you want out of life. Why are you on this channel? That is how you get things in life. By being calculating, by being strategic. Exactly. Men don't have good character. They have fake character. That's the reason why it's called character. What do you play? A character, a role. Men don't inherently have good character. They don't have good characteristics. They make up over 90% of all crimes committed. They make up majority of the prison system, the jail system. They're the ones committing all of the crimes. So obviously, all the proof is in the pudding that they do not have good character. They only are acting like they have good character. Yeah, exactly. So who cares if people are manipulating one another? Who cares? I don't care what word you use. You can use exploit, you can use manipulating. I don't care because that's a part of life. Okay, but why do most men in prison have a girlfriend wife though? Because they got a good target. A lot of y'all average men don't know how to play the game. You want a baddie, you want a baddie, and you don't have the resources to have a baddie. I want you to get all of the women who are dealing with a man in prison. 80% of them are not y'all preference. I would say 90% of them are not y'all preference. Y'all don't know how to play the game. Learn how to play the game. Learn how to pick the right target. If you want to have Pick Misha pay your bills, if you want to have Pick Misha love you, if you want to have Pick Misha take a charge for you, learn the game. You average men, that's why I said y'all red pillars and y'all incel people, these men are not trying to help y'all. Because if they were, they would be, instead of having y'all kumbaya over y'all hatred of women, they would be giving y'all game. They're not giving y'all game. The reason why the men from people that are in jail, most of them are very strategic and most of them are very calculated. That's the reason why they've gotten away with it so long. They've gotten away with it time after time after time after time, and eventually they got caught because their strategy allowed them to do it so many times. You can apply that strategy to anything in life. You can apply that strategy to getting Pick Misha to marry you in prison and write on your books and get shit sent to you. You incels aren't getting taught any strategy. So then guess what? You're going to complain forever because you don't want to play the game. You think in this world, you being a good man and your morality is going to get you far while you're broke. It's not. My dude is listening and 100% agrees. Thank you. Men that got, even my own father agrees with me. I'm sorry, but if you're an average man and you can't get a Pick Misha, you must be deformed or you must be homeless because it is very easy. It is very, very easy. But the issue is that y'all want a baddie. Y'all can't afford a baddie. I'm sorry. You can't afford a baddie. Point blank. You're calling game is cope. Everything in life is a game. You don't live in the real world. You don't live in reality. Point blank, period. Everything in life is a game. The world is a stage. He thinks game is cope because he doesn't have any. The world is a stage. You either gonna play it to your advantage or you're gonna be prey. I mean, point blank, period. We live in a man's world. We live in a man's world. So if you are a man and you cannot make it in a world that was created for you, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. We do have it easy. You want to know why women have it easy? Because y'all are lustful. Y'all are weak to women. Ain't nobody asking you to lust over women. Ain't nobody asking you to get on Instagram and look at baddies all day. Ain't nobody asking you to watch porn. You're choosing to do that. You're choosing to consume women. And you're upset because you have so much access to women now and that doesn't reflect to the real world. It's not our fault that we have it easy. We wouldn't have it easy if you weren't lusting after us. It's your fault. You like us. You're the one that likes us. You mean to tell me that the girls are you see a woman and you know her body is looking nice and that's she's begging you, "Oh, come over here." It's a fucking picture. You want women to be responsible for your lust. I don't know what to tell you. No one could play you if you don't allow yourself to get played. It's really that simple. Can't nobody get over on you if you don't allow yourself to be get over on. Just don't be lustful. Quit the corn, quit the Instagram, quit consuming women. Then you'll never have to worry about someone taking advantage of you. It's very simple. I'm not saying that Cassie was innocent and sweet 100%. Honestly, she sounded like a freak, and I love that for her. I love that for her. I do. I love that for her. Honestly, I think aside from her getting the level of abuse, I think that the level of, to the extent that it went to, I think that was something. But as an SS worker, you would be shocked what men have asked me to do. You would be shocked what men want. We don't freak shame over here. We don't freak shame over here. Y'all want to freak in a bedroom, but then get uncomfortable when y'all see how freaky a person can get. This is coming from the gender. This is coming from the gender that will sleep with children. And y'all gonna sit here and say she's too freaked out. Y'all are sleeping with turkeys. Y'all are sleeping with iguanas. Y'all are sleeping with little children and babies. And y'all gonna sit here and talk about who's freaked out or not? Y'all are going to sit here and talk about who's freaked out? She's allowed to be a freak. She did the same thing that Young Miami did. Young Miami liked it. Who cares? Because men think once you consent to one thing, men think, oh, once you consent to one thing, that means you want to do everything. Okay, so then guess what? If you choke a woman in the bedroom, then go out and choke her publicly. See how that works out for you. Since everything is allowed, choke someone in the bedroom and then go out in a group full of people and then choke her out there. Do that and then report back to me if you're able to. Yeah, she was subpoenaed. People keep thinking that the case is Cassie versus Diddy. The case is not Cassie versus Diddy. It's Diddy versus the United States for S trafficking, racketeering, and I can't remember what the other thing is. The case is not against Cassie. Don Richards is saying the same thing. They literally said, I object, when Don Richards said that the number one thing that everyone was thinking of when Cassie was getting abused and they heard it, he was like, you need to make sure that no one else finds out about this, or you need to make sure you all shut the fuck up. And they said, what did that mean to you? She said death. She said death. So at the end of the day, this case has nothing to do with Cassie. She was subpoenaed. They asked her to testify. Listen, she got paid out. I don't know why y'all keep pushing the fact that she got paid out. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. Y'all sound stupid. Y'all sound like you'll work at a job and let them illegally do things to you and have you work over and not pay you, and you won't get an attorney. Y'all sound stupid. Y'all sound like, oh, I'm not going to do anything. I don't want to. Okay, well then fine. But don't get mad at people that choose. Don't get mad at people that choose that say, you know what? I want money for what I went through. If you want to suffer for free, then you go suffer for free. Don't get mad at people that want compensation for suffering. You must cannot afford a lawyer to be able to have your suffering be paid out. Point blank, period. And also, if Diddy didn't do anything wrong, why did he settle within 24 hours? Because guess what? Diddy paid her. Did the magical fairies drop $20 million? If he felt as though he was innocent, if he felt as though there was no wrongdoing, if he felt as though there were things that would come out publicly that he didn't want other people to know, why did he give her $20 million within 24 hours? You saying, I don't think she is a victim as much as others want to think she is, you're still admitting the fact that she was a victim. There is no gauge for victim. There is no levels of victim. A victim is a fucking victim. You can't sit here and say, "Oh, I don't think she was that much of a victim." She's a fucking victim. If she wasn't a victim, how come Diddy said, "You're all bruised up. I can't let my kids see you like that. I got to put you in a hotel." If she wasn't a victim, then how come he didn't allow her to publicly be seen? She's no longer a victim, but what does it have to do with anything? They asked her to testify. She's 3 months pregnant. She's 3 months pregnant. She was asked to come. She was forced to come to testify. She was subpoenaed. She didn't come on her own will to testify. Do y'all not understand how the court system works? Some people are just slow. Some people are just slow. But another thing is that I want to make very clear is that a lot of people think that pretty privilege is never going to cancel out the patriarchy. It's never going to cancel out the patriarchy. I feel like so many women, I guess, and men have limerence over the fact that Diddy was in a relationship with a rich man. And she had a very luxury lifestyle, and she was being shown off. She was going to the Met Gala, and things like that. Even when you are privileged, men of power still see you as property. They're still going to see you as property no matter how pretty you are. And a lot of women don't want to admit the fact that the game is rigged. You're following under patriarchal standards. You're following under patriarchal bullshit at the end of the day. Queen, you are on fire today. Love it. Aw, thank you. Appreciate you for the super chat. Appreciate you for the super chat. Yes, the prettier you are, the more protective you have to be. The more, because everyone feels entitled. Everyone feels entitled to a woman's beauty. This is why men are like, smile, because they feel entitled to your beauty. They feel as though I want to see you smile. Because I want to see something beautiful. So give me something beautiful to look at. Being beautiful gives a lot of people entitlement to you. Beauty is currency. And when people understand that beauty is currency, because that's the reason why Cassie's career never took off once she was with Diddy. Because why would Diddy give her the keys? Why would Diddy give her the keys financially to leave him once the abuse started? Why would she do that? Once it was all said and done, because the part y'all are leaving out is that when Cassie had left, Cassie had to move back in with her parents. She had to go back to Connecticut. So this luxury lifestyle, this bullshit that y'all are claiming that she had, Diddy ain't put her up in no home. Diddy ain't buy no home for her. Diddy ain't leave nothing for her to make her life easier. So where is all these things for her? Where are all these things for her protection to make it easy for her to leave? At the end of the day, it was purposely done for her to not have a career once she went with Diddy. Because that's what people that are financially abusing you do. People that are financially abusing you, they're not going to give you a way out. And they do that by withholding a way for you to finance yourself. When you do the math, actually, when you do the math of how much money Cassie had even made for the short amount of time that she made it, it literally only amounted to about like $300,000 over the course of a few years. Cassie did not reach the precipice of for her to make a whole lot of money for it to sustain her over a 10-year relationship when she wasn't making any money like 8 of the 10 years. She wasn't making any money. Yeah. Girl didn't have no money. But I guess abuse doesn't exist. I don't know. I guess we're making this up. I guess the jail doesn't exist. I guess crime doesn't exist. I guess we live in some alternate universe over here. I don't know. Maybe we'll wake up from the dream one day. Maybe we'll wake up from the dream of abuse being real. Maybe we'll wake up from manipulation being real. Maybe we'll wake up from, tactics being used that will, keep people chained to a person. I guess we're making it up. I guess we need to be summoned to some type of institute or something like that. I don't know. I guess we made it up or something. And it's like I said before, um, he did what all of his other women in his orbit, except for one. Cassie was the youngest. This is why men are always like, you're expired goods. They like younger women. They like younger women because they're easier to manipulate. You know what I mean? Cassie was 19. And like I said before, any people that use the law, people that have to rely on the law for morality, they're proving the fact that they're immoral people. Because if you have to rely on the law to tell you what is adult, what is grown, that means that if the law says, okay, an adult is a 9-year-old, then that means that, if a 9-year-old gets an abuse, well, she's a grown woman. A 9-year-old is a grown woman because the law says that a 9-year-old is a grown woman. Because guess what? Slavery was legal. So guess what? Good job for slavery. Slavery, it was a law. It was allowed. Slavery was allowed. It was a law. And so I guess it's a great thing that it happened. I guess it was supposed to happen because slavery was a law too. So I guess you could say the same thing for slavery. You could say the same thing for segregation. Segregation was a law. It was legal. It was allowed. No, based off of you're saying that if you would say that, that means a 9-year-old is a grown adult, because guess what? They used to let 9-year-olds get married to, there's a 9-year-old and a 22-year-old. Back from like the 1940s, they got married. She was 9 years old. Her family bought her off to a 22-year-old. And she was literally married her whole life. She got married at 9. They literally have child brides in other countries where it's legal. So yes, a 9-year-old does apply here because in a lot of countries it's legal. See, what we're not going to do is avoid things that'll make you feel uncomfortable because it questions your morality and it questions the way that your brain thinks. So yes, a 9-year-old most certainly applies here. Well, then guess what? Guess what? So guess what? So my thing is this. That means you made no mistakes then. That means you've made no mistakes in your life then. If you're a grown adult at 18 years old, then why aren't you a millionaire? Why isn't your life perfect? Because you're a grown adult. If you are able, once you are a grown adult, once you're 18, your brain should be running perfectly. You should have everything you want. You should have a life where you make no mistakes because you're a grown adult, right? So you should know you should pick the perfect job. You should pick the perfect partner. You should never get divorced. You should pick the perfect person to have children with. Your children should be perfect because you're a grown adult. You're a grown adult. So you're supposed to know every single decision that you're supposed to make because you're a grown adult. Well, guess what? How come the 18-year-old men, how come the 18-year-old men come back from the war and off themselves? How come they all are having mental illnesses? Because you only mention the men that are dying for their country. Well, isn't it their responsibility and isn't there accountability to not go into the military? Exactly. Women didn't make that decision. Women didn't tell you to go to war. A man told you to do that. That's not our fault. That's not our fault that y'all can't make babies and so men see your life as being less valuable because that's what it's about. They're never going to send women to war. Who's going to make the babies? No. Y'all, they look at y'all as less valuable because you cannot create life. You cannot replace the population. So your life, bye. They don't care because they a woman will make another one of you. Like I said, I think a lot of men and women, a lot of men and women are happy inside because they get to, they're mad, but they're also jealous because at the end of the day, Cassie got everything. Cassie got a lot. She got $20 million. She got a $10 million settlement from the Intercontinental, and she got a very handsome husband, and she got 3 children. She got 3 children, and that's the thing people hate to see the most. People hate the fact that despite everything that she went through, she still had a good outcome. She still had a good outcome despite all of that happening. Despite all of that happening to her. And despite the decisions that she made. You know what I mean? Despite the decisions that she made, because yes, she did make decisions. She made decisions that she felt were the best for her at that time. She did. She made the best decisions that she made at that time, and some of those choices did come with repercussions. So at the end of the day, she's paid. She still looks beautiful. Her husband is handsome. So who cares? She's winning. I know, right? It took for her to get with a white man to quit getting abused. It don't matter if he divorces her because guess what? Cassie's still paid and Cassie's still beautiful. She'll just get another husband. It's a world of a billion people. It's the world of a billion people waiting to be with a woman like Cassie. She can get divorced today and get married again tomorrow. So I hope he does divorce her so that way she can get married again and y'all can get mad all over again. Oh, he married a 304. How dare he? How dare he marry a 304? How dare he marry a woman with 3 kids? Because that's all that's gonna happen. He gonna divorce her and then she'll just get another husband. Y'all will say that and then behind the scenes be praying and wishing that a woman like her would marry y'all. Did y'all forget that there are other men in the world that don't care about shit like that? There are other men in the world that don't give a fuck about any of that. There are men out there that are like, she was that freaky? Well, that's right up my alley. That's the woman I want to marry. It's plenty of men out there that's like, that's the woman I want. I ain't gotta teach her nothing. I ain't gotta teach her nothing. Right. Corn stars are usually married. I don't know why they keep thinking that. I don't know why they keep thinking that a woman having a high body count, a woman being promiscuous will stop them from getting married. Men that have money literally have told me, I want a woman with a high body count because they have fuck you money. Men that actually have power and influence, they have fuck you money. So they don't have to rely on society accepting them or not to be validated because they have enough money where they don't have to care about people's opinion. That's the difference between average men and real men, top tier men. Top tier men don't care. Bill Belichick is in his 70s with a 24-year-old. That's fuck you money. That's fuck you money. Ba, ba, ba. I don't know why they for men keep thinking like that they could shame women into not liking sex, but then get mad when they marry a woman and then the woman stops liking sex. It's like which one is it? You don't you want a virgin and then you get mad when the woman doesn't want to sleep with you anymore. It's like which one is it? Isn't that the reason why you wanted to be with her? You wanted to be with a woman that doesn't enjoy. You want to be with a woman. You want to be with a woman that's a virgin. And then once she starts realizing that she doesn't enjoy it with you, then she doesn't want to do it with you anymore. And then you're mad about that. Yeah, men with money don't care about gold diggers because they have money. They have money to give. It's like I want a virgin. I want a virgin. Well, I don't want to sleep with you. What? Why don't you want to sleep with me? You said you wanted a virgin. You said you liked me because I was a virgin. So I want to stay a virgin while we're together. But what? But what? Yeah, that's why you said you liked me. You said you liked me because I was a virgin. So what's the so if you like me because I was a virgin, why would you no longer not want me to be a virgin if that's why you liked me? Exactly. Dead bedrooms are mostly in marriages. Yeah, because men have to marry a woman that likes them more because they understand that the power dynamic, that's how it should be in any dynamic essentially. Deal with the person that likes you more. But the issue is that women have a lot more likable characteristics than men do. They do. Women have a lot more likable characteristics than men do. And so essentially what happens is that women are able to leverage that more than men can. And women are not as lustful as men. So it doesn't bother women that a man is not sleeping with them unless their whole validation is tied to the man really liking them. Um, but at the end of the day, I mean, go get a virgin. Go get them 9-year-olds y'all want so bad. A 9-year-old is a guaranteed virgin, right? That's why they're like, I like younger. I like younger. Well, yeah, the younger she is, the higher chances you have of her being the virgin that you want. If you get a 10-year-old, she'll definitely be a virgin. So there you go. That's why Tim Tebow literally said 80% of biological fathers. So literally fathers, men that have children, they take in CSA the most. Men fathers, they're the ones taking in CSA. Y'all like little children. It's so just admit it. And what you could do is you could just go to a country that has it be illegal or has it legal. You can go to a country that has a male bride because y'all love going out. Y'all love being the passport bros. How come you just don't be a full out passport bro and then go to a country where that's legal? You know, you can get you a little child bride and then you don't have to worry about all of this stuff. You don't have to worry about all this stuff. She's everything that you want. She's young. Y'all said y'all like youth. She's a virgin. Y'all said that y'all want a virgin. And y'all said that you know, you don't want a girl that's gonna ask for a lot. All three of them. But they don't like that mirror up to them. This is why I'm bringing it up because I understand it makes them feel uncomfortable. So just like women have to witness abuse of another woman and y'all are essentially clapping for it and saying that she deserves it and it makes women uncomfortable, then guess what? I'm going to make you feel uncomfortable and put the mirror up to you and give you an option to get what it is that you're looking for because that's what you want. You want a young girl. You want a young girl that will be cheap, that will do everything that you say, and won't and will be summoned to your domination. You can go get that. All you gotta do, go to a country where you can get a child bride. Very simple. Oh, a part of them hates the fact that it's legal. A part of them hates the fact that it's legal. They rather sneak and hide it from people because it makes them feel like, oh, ooh, I know something that other people don't know. I know something that other people don't know. So they get off on that. Men, listen, men are always going to try to leverage marriage because it's the only form of control of women that they have. That's the reason why the best thing in life to not want from a man, the best thing to not want is marriage. Once you realize that marriage it's a dangling carrot that they use to control you, to manipulate you, to give them validation, you won't want to get married. This is the reason why men are always going to say, well, that's why you're single. No one wants to marry you. Thank God. Thank God. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Whew. Praise you. The shackles have been released. I'm gonna start praise dancing and everything. Queen, I was waiting eagerly for your take and can't relate with the majority. This demon needs to be locked up, period. You ate and left no crumbs. Thank you. Appreciate you, cutie patootie, for the super chat. Like, I just think it's funny because it's like, men are never going to get the fact that that marriage they've ruined it and then the married women have ruined it because that's the thing too, married women have ruined marriage more than married men, honestly, because the thing about married men will it's a married man is very easy to have leverage on because he's married. You can weaponize that against him. If you don't pay up, I'm telling Tanya that you're dealing with me. Pay up, motherfucker. It's very easy to leverage that against them. It's the married women, it's the married women that are selling marriage the worst. It's the married women, they make it look and sound horrible. Oh, yeah, he's cheating. He gave me an STD. I cook, I clean, I go 50-50, and he's still cheating. It's like, girl, why would I want that? You can keep it, please. Please keep it. What do you think the outcome of all this is going to be since women are realizing marriage isn't a good option? I think women that are really, really so like this trial, okay, this trial is going to go down in history. Okay. I would say that this trial is going to be it's going to be first place with the OJ trial behind it. I really do feel that. This trial is going to go in history. And the outcome of this trial is really going to set the precipice of women's safety in this world. Okay, it's really going to set the precipice of women's safety in this world when it comes to the dynamics of power and control and things like that. If things come out unfavorable, as far as Diddy not being something actually happening and he getting a life sentence, I think a lot more women are going to check out, because I feel as though this is part two of how they voted in the administration, in how women had their husbands, what their husbands were thinking about the current administration, their friends, what they were thinking about the current administration. I feel as though this will set the this will be the precipice of who in my life is advocating for this. And I need to cut these people out of my life. I need to file for the divorce because he is supporting this. Because any man that would support this, any woman that would support not just Cassie, okay, not just Cassie, because if you go to Making the Band, Danity Kane, Day 26, they're all saying the same thing about this man. Like, let's take it away from Cassie for a little bit. Let's take it away from Cassie, because I have literally been following down the rabbit hole of Diddy for the past literally 2 years, 2 or 3 years. Everyone is saying the same exact thing about him. It wasn't until he was locked up that people felt comfortable, right? That should tell you something. If it's taking for a man to be locked up and in prison for people to be open about what their actual experience was with this man, that should tell you how this man wielded his power against other people. She's not the only victim. And what's going to happen is that if you are, as this trial goes on, and there's more witnesses, and they literally say the same thing. They say the same thing, and people are having a strong hold on he's innocent, he didn't do anything. People are making all this up. People want to take his money. They want to take a black man down. Get the fuck away from those people. Get the fuck away from those people. Oh yeah, he abused Justin Bieber allegedly. He abused Usher allegedly. They said, like, the thing about it is that a lot of people are very scared. A lot of people are very scared about. I love Hollywood. I love Hollywood. I love how they use the occult. I love how ritualistic it is. And not the practices, not necessarily the practice. I love learning about it. I love learning about it because people don't realize how deep the rabbit hole goes. People don't realize that Hollywood is a very ritualistic and demonic place. And this is what a lot of people don't want to, this is what a lot of people don't want to admit. This is what a lot of people don't want to learn about or realize. They want to idolize someone because they want to project positive qualities on them because they have money and they have wealth. So essentially they have it in their mind where he has money, he has wealth, he has influence, he's a good guy. And it's going to be exposed that he wasn't a good guy. And a lot of people that have an idolatry problem, because that's what they do in Hollywood, Hollywood spellcasts on you. So any person that is hoping that Diddy gets a light sentence, any person that hopes that Diddy goes free, you've been spellcasted. You've been brainwashed. They've done witchcraft on you. It's worked. That's what it is. Hollywood is nothing but spell work and witchcraft. It's nothing but spell work and witchcraft to make you idolize them. to make you look past things that they are doing because they want to control you. That's what it's all about. It's all about control at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, they are going to, they sacrifice people. They sacrifice people. They off people. They do all types of things. And Diddy definitely, I feel like this. The people, this is what I hope for. The people that still like Diddy, I really wish that he would rail all of them, like all of the men who hope that Diddy doesn't go down. Get your back blown out by Diddy, please. Just get it done and over with. Get it done and over with. It's very clear that's what you want. I understand you're probably jealous of the fact that, Justin Bieber got to have it happen to him allegedly. Usher got to have it happen allegedly. And so I understand a lot of men specifically want that. Like they want Diddy's D. They want to have the baby oil. They want to have the Astroglide. And I get that, right? I get that. Getting rammed and getting railed by a powerful, influential person, I understand how that would make you feel very good about yourself. I understand how that would, really, really boost your ego. I really understand that. So I get it. I get it. And I hope that if he gets free, you get closer to allowing that to happen to you. I do. I really, really hope that for you. Oh my God, can we come up and talk? I'm ready. I am not having anyone come up and talk because this topic is really sensitive. This topic is really polarizing, and I don't want no weirdos up here. Not calling you a weirdo. If it was less people in here and it was a little bit more intimate, maybe. But that's why I have the Patreon and the Discord. The reason, like for instance, when I get off of here, we're gonna go over to Discord. So all my Patreon princesses, we're gonna go over to Discord and we're gonna dismantle. We're gonna have like a little aftermath live session and talk about what happened in here. So if you want to have chitter chatter after these live streams, join the Patreon, which will give you access to the Discord, and we can make fun of the people in here. We can laugh. Y'all can take screenshots, and we could crack up. We can crack up and laugh about these people and make fun of them. Yeah, I sent the link yesterday. But this Discord is not open to y'all. It's only open to people that are paying for the monthly subscription on Patreon. Discord is not open to the subscribers here and the viewers here on YouTube. It is only through Patreon. So if you want access to the Discord, you must be a paid member on Patreon. Hell yeah. Well, then we'll chat about it over there. We will chat about it over there. It's called calling his character into question. Why can't the troll get it? Because girl, it's okay. Okay, it's okay. They had to repeat a couple grades. They had to repeat a couple grades. They probably can't read past the 5th grade level. They probably didn't get any continuing education. It's okay. It's okay. We got to give people like this grace. You know what I'm saying? We got to give some people some grace. Some people were not born, with a lot of intellect. They probably still got to wear their hard hat. It's not a personal attack. I honestly, I understand where you're coming from. Like, I understand where you are coming from. Like, life probably has been very hard for you. Life has probably been very hard for you. And I listen, I empathize with that. I get that. We're besties. What are you talking about? We are besties. I empathize. I empathize with your struggle. I do. We're cool. It's no shade over here. It's all love over here. People were asking in the chat earlier if I seen Princella's live stream. I already knew Princella was gonna have Cassie be a I already knew she wasn't gonna paint Cassie out to be a victim in any way, shape, or form. So I ain't even watch it. I literally saw the thumbnail this morning and I'm psychic. I already knew it. I already knew what her angle of it was. And guess what? I appreciate you for admitting the fact that life has been bad for you and that you're an incel. At least you can admit it. At least you can admit the fact that life has been hard for you and that you're an incel. That's always the start. That is always the start of growth. Because guess what? You can never shame a person that lives in their own truth. You can't. You cannot shame a person that lives in their own truth. I love stripping. I do. I loved stripping. It was honestly a great 4 years. I got 2 degrees paid for by men. I now earn 6 figures. I don't have to rely on a man financially. Um, I loved having men pay for my lifestyle and make my life easier. I had OnlyFans for a little bit. That also made my life easier. I loved it. And that's great that you didn't have to resort to do any of that. I love that. I actually didn't have to resort either. I actually grew up actually very spoiled and I was a weirdo. So I was a weirdo and I was like, because my mom did not let me work. I wanted a job so bad when I was in high school. And my mom was like, I am not allowing you to work. I am not allowing you to work. And my family did everything for me. My family did everything for me. And so I was like, you know what, men, I'm going to use men for money because I don't really like them all that much. So guess what? I said, fine, I will exploit men's lust and I will use it to make my life easy. And so that's what I did. And I love that. I am so proud of myself for doing that. I am so proud of myself for doing that because I use my power. I use my power to make me money, to make my life easy, to make more money. I sure did take the easy way out. I sure did. What are you, a man? Only men take the hard way out. I'm a woman. I'm a woman, child. I'm a woman. Women that want to make things hard, you want to be a man. I don't want to be a man. Men are supposed to take the hard way out, not women. Not women. Make your life easier. Make your life easier. Make your life easier until you are in a predicament until you are in a predicament where you could coast. Where you could coast. Pretty much. If I didn't have 3 sons, I'd take the easy way out too. Yes. My thing is this. I don't shame anyone for any decision that they make in life. It doesn't matter to me. Everybody gets to make their own decisions in life. And guess what? What you eat don't make me shit. So if you don't want to sell your soul, if you don't want to do those things, then that's cool. Good for you. I think for women especially, women like to fall into the patriarchy by trying to make it seem as if their path is better, their path is more moral. I don't care about that because but I don't let my beautiful body for discussing men. I'm a creative making things and sell. Good for you. Good for you. Oh, baby, that wasn't scorched. You got to come stronger than that. You got to come stronger than that. But yeah, I don't get mad at people. I don't get mad at people for wanting to choose the moral route. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you for choosing the life of morality. Like, what did you? What would you like? What prize would you like? What prize would you like from me for morality? Please tell me. What are you asking for? What is it that you are demanding for me to um give you a token? Give you a token of your morality. I'm not mad at all. I'm happy. I don't I think it's so funny because people love projecting what they're feeling onto other people. No one could even clip this and claim that I was mad. I'm mad about a stranger on the internet. Oh, don't get me wrong. I took the easy way out and now I'm building an empire and it's not easy. It's not easy. Don't get it twisted, y'all. Don't get it twisted, y'all. I ain't lazy by any means. I am not lazy by any means. I think this is what I think. I feel as though if people can give you a leg up, or if you have something that'll give you a leg up to make your life easier, you should use it. You should use it and then use that to build you something bigger, which is what I've always done, which is what I'm going to continue to do. You should always be building upon the bigger thing, you know? Probably. Probably. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, I talked about this earlier. People are allowed to be jealous. People are allowed to be jealous. Grow up. Queen, I think the Cash App tag on the screen has a zero and the one in the Cash App doesn't. I want you to get your coins. Are you sure? Are you sure? Let me see. Let me see. Well, the reason it's not hard because the men make it easy. The men make it easy, child. Oh my God, you're right. Girl, you are right. Let's change it if I remember. If I remember, child. If I remember. I listen, at the end of the day, I let people do what they want to do. If you want to make your life easier, you want to make your life harder, I don't care what you do. Just as long as you get to your common goal, as long as you aren't hurting anybody, because that's my thing. People are like, oh, Cassie was jealous. Okay, who did her jealousy hurt? Who did her jealousy harm? Aren't y'all jealous? Aren't y'all jealous when y'all see y'all boyfriend look at another woman? Aren't y'all jealous when y'all see y'all man watch porn? Aren't y'all jealous when y'all see y'all man tap on likes on other women on Instagram? Y'all are jealous. Y'all are jealous too. Y'all are jealous too. Aren't y'all jealous when there's a cute coworker that your husband or that your man works with? Oh my God, Cassie is the first person in the world to be jealous. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Oh, how dare she be jealous? This is a new concept. I'm sorry, but that cracks me up. That cracks me up. How dare she be jealous when I'm jealous that my man is liking other women's pictures on Instagram? How dare Cassie be jealous when I'm upset that my husband is cheating on me? How dare I be jealous when my boyfriend broke up with me and never bought me roses, and then he got a new girlfriend and he's getting her roses every week? Everyone should be allowed to cheat. I'm sorry. We are, as humans, human nature, you're not supposed to be monogamous. You're not supposed to be monogamous. Anyone that believes that is still brainwashed, I fear. Still brainwashed, I fear. Still brainwashed, I fear. Because this is the thing. Humans will complain about everything that humans are doing and then get mad that they weren't an exception. So 80, you'll hear 90% of couples. You'll hear 90% of couples saying, "Yeah, she cheated. He cheated. I got cheated on. I found out that they were cheating." And then be like, "Oh my god, I got cheated on." It's like, are you living in an alternate universe? Are you living in a are you from Mars? Are you not from the Earth? Because morality, the thing about it is that morality is not going to protect you. It is the same. It's the exact same. It's just men have resources. Men have resources, and so women can cheat and then gain more resources, but men get validation from cheating from other women. So it's fair. Honestly, here's the thing. Of course, we have to encounter physical health. We have to encounter physical health. Um the thing about it is this, though. That just goes to prove to show you that people aren't moral. Um and men especially, they're always going to cheat. They're going to cheat even when they're in a relationship, and men don't care about their health. So they don't care about the health of other people. This is why men die sooner. This is why, men, they tend to have more chronic health issues because they don't care about your health. If you aren't adjacent to a man, you don't have to deal with any of that. You don't have to deal with any of that at all whatsoever. This is all real facts. I went through a DV situation and I realized my whole family, which is mostly female, assisted my ex and made my situation worse. I overcame it. Now they're mad. Oh, well, yes. And this is why having male centered women adjacent to you, whether it be your family, whether it be your friends, is very dangerous because a lot of these pick me women, these older generation of women, they are taught to embrace pain. They are to embrace being disrespected. They are taught to embrace abuse. And so whenever a man is doing it, it's always going to be put on the woman. Well, how come you didn't try this? Maybe you should read this book. Have you tried counseling? Have you tried this sex position? Have you tried this? Have you tried that? What are you doing to get him so irate? What are you doing to get him so angry? The onus is always going to be put on the woman because that's how we've been brainwashed, right? We've been brainwashed to give men validation by proving to men how hard and how much we can sacrifice for them so that they can make them feel special. Because men inherently know they're not special. Men know that they're not the value. So they had to create all these artificial means to make women perform and make women do all these things so that way they could feel like someone actually likes them. This is the reason why cheating Cheating hurts men so bad. It hurts them so bad because men don't have any self-validation. Men don't know how to validate themselves. And so, it validates them knowing that only a woman just wants them. Okay, a woman just wants them. But guess what? Women like to be validated too from the man from the man that's saying that loves them. That's the difference. You'll say that you love someone and then cheat on them. Well, you don't love them then, apparently. So you're lying. Your words and your actions aren't matching. Can't say you love someone and then you're cheating on them. Just don't say you love the person. Just say, hey, I want a situationship. Hey, I want to sleep with other people. But then men don't want to do that either because that takes the fun out of it. It's not fun when you have a woman that's a willing participant because then they don't get the power dynamic. It's easier and better for them to hide it and be sneaky about it. Women are allowed to want faithfulness, but that's not male nature. It's not male nature. And this is what keeps y'all women in a cycle of abuse because you want to ignore the fact of what men are doing. You want to believe that there's a unicorn out there that isn't going to cheat on you. Mark my words, the difference between a man that cheats and a man that does not cheat is because it's opportunity based. For most men, cheating is opportunity based. He can only cheat on you when a woman makes herself available and gives him an opportunity. So the men that don't have the opportunity to get cheated on, it's because no woman wants them. Because most men are not going to turn it down. You looking out for this unicorn, you're wasting time. You're wasting your life. Because you want to know who's going to be faithful to you the most? You. And that's another thing with women. Y'all will want a man to be faithful to y'all. Y'all can't even stay faithful to a workout plan. Y'all can't even stay faithful to a diet. Y'all can't even stay faithful to the goals that you make. And you're expecting for someone to be faithful to you? You can't even stay faithful and keep your own promises. Thank you, S. Rogers, for the Cash App love. I appreciate it, especially now that I fixed my tag. Be faithful to yourself. Be faithful to yourself before you put the responsibility on a man to be faithful to you. Until you can be faithful to yourself and keep your own promises to yourself, you got no goddamn business expecting a man to be faithful to you. Because a lot of y'all was supposed to lose that baby weight 10 years ago. For a lot of y'all was supposed to go on that trip 2 years ago. The number one person that'll be faithful to you is you. I bartended in a strip club to pay for law school. The amount of good guy husbands in there begging to drink the immoral strippers pee was comedy. No prize in male validation as a wife. None. None. Because men are always going to have an empty cup. Men are always going to have a void to fill. And you as a woman, you're never going to fill it. You're just a woman. You're just a woman. I'm humbling y'all because y'all think that you have some you think that you're so special. You're not. You're just a woman. I'm just a woman. You're not the exception. If Beyonce ain't the exception, if Halle Berry ain't the exception, if Cassie ain't the exception, if Riri ain't the exception, you're not. Oh, I love that. I'm in nursing school while dancing part-time. Yes. Queen things. Queen things. I love that. Queen things. I love that. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. We're all just a woman. You just have to learn how to leave your mark and leave when it's time. Exactly. Get what you need to get and get up out of there. Nothing lasts forever. A lot of women are still in fairy tale land. A lot of women are still in fairy tale land thinking that they're going to meet their prince charming and it's going to be happy every day and it's going to be perfect every day. And then you hope and you hope and you hope, you give, you put up with stuff, and then you have the sunk cost fallacy. And then you look back 10 years later and you're like, I didn't do anything for myself. I didn't put myself first. The blood magic is real because then it's like, oh my God, he's binding himself. He's binding himself. I lost my princess complex, a real pop psychology term at 30. Well, I learned something new today. The quicker you realize that it's all fake, the quicker you understand that, you've been sold a lie, you've been sold a dream to give average men a chance, you'll snap out of it. The biggest thing is pouring into yourself. Biggest thing is understanding that every single thing that I want from a man, I can give to myself. And once you do that, you don't really care about them. Girl, I ain't paying for no man. I ain't paying for no man. I don't care if he's cheating or faithful. I ain't paying for no man. Yes, Shakira. I am going to do a separate video talking about grieving your idea of men once you have learned the truth, because it is a real thing. You do have a phase where you grieve the idea of men once you realize that they actually aren't the people that you were believed them to be. Because because you are taught to have that be a part of your life, a part of your identity, a part of your future. So when the veil is lifted from that, your whole life, it's on a different trajectory. You have to start thinking different. Because you have to think of how young you were thinking of your wedding dress, how young you were thinking of your wedding, the ring, your marriage, having kids. There's girls that are hoping for that at 10, 11, 12, 13 years old. Then it'll be in, so it's decades of them believing that this is what their life is going to look like. And so once they actually wake up and they're like, oh my gosh, my life is not going to go like this. The dream that I had, it's not going to happen. Now what? Now what am I going to do? Now who am I going to sleep with? Now who am I going to go out and go on dates with? You start thinking about how you're going to manage through life doing the things when in your head you are doing the things with a man. You've been on fire this week. Thanks for sharing. Thank you, girl. I'll be on the spiritual channel today as well. We're going to do a cord cutting. We're going to do a cord cutting. Um I'm not streaming as much, and the reason being is because it is better to I had to get in my receiving mode. Okay. I had to spiritually get together. And it's better for me to put out fewer live streams that are passion fueled, that have energy behind them, that really draw across what it is that I'm trying to tell y'all, that then give y'all content every day of live streams that is weak in nature, that is very low energy. So the goal is for it to be rapid fire with the energy. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that I'm giving y'all quality, making sure that I'm giving you all an experience, making sure that y'all really feel it. I never cared about a wedding. I never dreamed wanting a wedding. I never cared about um really a man being in my life. I was so awkward in high school when it came to boys. Everyone had a boyfriend. There were boys that liked me, and I was like, ew, like literally. There was a guy from kindergarten. He reached out to me decades later on Facebook, and he literally told me, he was like, you were feisty. He said, even in kindergarten, you did not like boys. I never was a fan. Exactly. Young boys are not having fantasies about their wedding day. They're not talking about finding their true love. They're not talking about being romantic. They're not being taught about being a father. They're not sold a dream at all. Their dream is being sold that they're going to have power, influence, and a woman that's going to do everything for them. And all they have to do is exist to get those things. All they have to do is work a job to get those things. That is what is sold to men. Queen, do we have to renounce romance? You always romanticize yourself. So you don't have to renounce romance. You have to renounce romance in expecting it from men. But you always can romanticize yourself. You always can buy yourself roses. You always can buy yourself nice things. You always could take yourself to a nice dinner. You have the ability and the freedom to romanticize yourself. Always romanticize yourself so you don't get impressed by a man barely romanticizing you, because that's the whole point of the game, right? The whole point of the game is to lower your self-esteem. So they do this by creating an objective beauty standard. So then when you don't fit that beauty standard, you feel less about yourself. They do this through having trends on your body type, on clothes you're supposed to wear. They create all of these insecurities. Okay. And then they also create a hierarchy based off of you being adjacent to a man. So if you're single, you're worthless. If you have a boyfriend, you have some value. And then if you're married, you have the most amount of value. They've orchestrated all of these things so that way you have a low self-esteem, you have low confidence, you have a void to fill, and they teach you that only a man can do that. Once you take all those things and do it for yourself, you realize that men are very low effort. You realize that men are very bare minimum, and you realize that most men are not going to be able to give you what it is that you can give to yourself. It just don't hit the same. And just like Cassie, people are like, well, she was texting, she wanted the freak offs. Well, of course she was. She wanted the FOs because she still was in fairy tale land. She was 19. You know what I mean? She wanted her career and she wanted a husband, she wanted to have kids, she wanted all that, and she wanted that with the person that claimed that loved her. And I don't think that that's a crime. You know, I don't think that that's a crime because I mean, regular women are staying in fucked up situations just like Cassie did every day. Y'all are staying in fucked up marriages. Y'all are staying in fucked up relationships because y'all are hoping to see it to the end. If I see this to the end, I will finally get the fairy tale. I will finally get the man that I want. All Cassie's story is all it's doing is putting a mirror up to women, and it's making a lot of women feel uncomfortable because that's what most women are doing. Most women are dealing with some, no matter how you put it, no matter on what spectrum it is of how dangerous it is, at the end of the day, most women that are dealing with men are dealing with shit that they don't want to deal with, hoping that they get some reward at the end. Point blank, period. You're putting up with bullshit, hoping that you will get something at the end of it. That's what Cassie was doing. And at the end of the day, I feel like that would be a little bit weird to because the thing about it is that people like to make arguments, but in their arguments, they never want to mention societal conditioning. They never want to mention the fact that you're usually groomed as a girl to want a romantic relationship. You're not groomed to just walk away. You're not. So I would kind of find it to be a little bit weird if people were saying that a 19-year-old, you know, the person that she said that he was gonna make her the star and make her this celebrity had a liking for her, and he was nice to her. Because the thing about it is that that's what the defense tried to weaponize against her, was the fact that, well, it wasn't horrible all the time. Of course it wasn't horrible all the time. Usually manipulators, they don't come off as a monster. They get you hooked first. They're very nice, they're very charming, they're very cunning, and then once they have you in a good spot and they have you in a good situation, well, then yes, they're going to manipulate you and they're going to put you in a very compromising, vulnerable position. So I feel like it would be very odd to hold a 19-year-old, because the thing about it is that a lot of y'all mothers, y'all got 19-year-olds that can't even fill out a FAFSA. Y'all got 19-year-olds that can't do shit on their own. Y'all got 19-year-olds that can't even that don't even know how to book their own doctor's appointments. Y'all got 19-year-old daughters, they don't even know a fake friend. You constantly have to tell them who a fake friend is. And then all of a sudden Cassie is this smart 19-year-old. Like literally, if we looked at the dynamic between child and parent of a 19-year-old, You mean to tell me that these mothers are sitting here and y'all aren't contacting your 19-year-old daughters? You're not checking in on them? Bullshit. Bullshit. With y'all logic, that means y'all not happy. That means that, oh well, she's 19, she's grown. I don't need to help her. I don't need to talk to my daughter. I don't need to check in with my daughter. She's grown. I don't need to be involved. Hands off. I did my job. Okay. But when it's not your daughter, when it's not your sister, when it's not someone close to you, oh, all of a sudden at 19 years old, you got all the answers. At 19 years old, she got everything she knows about life. She got all the tools. She got all the she got all the life experience at 19 to make a certain decision. Okay, cut your daughter off at 19 then. Quit talking to her. Quit talking to your sisters at 19. Quit giving them advice. Don't talk to them about anything. As soon since at 19 years old, you're an adult. Then as soon as your 19-year-old daughter, sister, friend comes to you for advice, don't give her any advice. Say you're grown. I don't need to give you any advice. You grown. And the women that do that, they be depending on their sons to take care of them, and then their sons don't. And it's just when you're 19, honestly, before you're 25, you're on the fool's journey. You're on the fool's journey. That's why I said my biggest hope and wish for a lot of men and women, just put them all in a room with Diddy and let Diddy give them what they want. Then they'll finally shut up. One Honestly, once the males testify, you won't hear anything. You won't hear anything from the men. The men will get quiet. I'm willing to bet money on that. The men won't say anything. If a man says, "Oh yeah," because that's the thing about it. Cassie wasn't the only one that filed a lawsuit. There were other men that literally said that allegedly Stevie J and Diddy, they R worded him, they sodomized him, and they recorded it. How come no one's talking? How come no one's talking about that? And he filed this. He filed right after Cassie did. Rodney something. Someone mentioned it earlier. Rodney. He literally said that they have it on camera of him getting R worded by Stevie J, and that they forced him. They forced him to do it. How come no one's talking about that? I guess the men like that. I'm assuming that's why the men aren't talking about it, because the men wish that they were him, and they don't want to be public about it. So I just assume that's what the men want. That's why they're being quiet about it. Because at the end of the day, when men want to dominate, it doesn't stop at women. It doesn't stop at women, because it's like, okay, well, if it were so easy, then as a man, wouldn't you want to be willing to go to prison? Wouldn't you be willing to go to jail? If it's just so easy to get away from men, why wouldn't you be a willing participant to get caught? You know, if men are just such great people and they don't cause any harm, well then, I mean, you won't mind committing a crime and being with other men then, right? I'm just laughing because the people think you're an adult at 19 years old. How come they're not millionaires? If you have, like I said before, if you have all of the parts you need in your brain at 19 years old, why aren't you a millionaire? Why aren't you teaching us? How come we don't know your name? If you're a grown adult at 19 and you have all the keys that you need to not make any poor decisions, how come y'all aren't teaching us? I would love to know. I would love to know how to gain all of the keys and all of the knowledge needed that we get at 19 years old. Because I guess those of us that didn't have the keys, maybe we're mutants or something. I don't know. But can y'all teach us, please? Because like our 19-year-olds owning homes, our 19-year-olds owning businesses, our 19-year-olds, making contributions to society, I would think that they would be, right? I would think that they would be morally. I would think that a 19-year-old, based off what you're saying, well, you're an adult, you know what decisions to make. So then how come all the 19 years old aren't, you can buy a house at 18, so how come 19-year-olds don't have a home ownership? If they should be adults enough to be able to know what decisions to make, but all of them should. According to y'all, at a 19-year-old, you're an adult, so some doesn't apply. Every 19-year-old is an adult, so that means that every single 19-year-old should be wealthy. Every 19-year-old should have a home. That means at 19 years old, you're an adult. That's what you all are saying, right? So which one is it? Is it some 19-year-olds or is it all 19-year-olds? Last time I checked, the law says that at 19 years old, you're an adult and you should be able to make all of the perfect decisions, right? So if you are 19 and you should, and that's enough for you to say, hey, you're an adult, you should be able to make all the perfect decisions, then why aren't you wealthy? Why aren't you wealthy? Why don't you have your life together? She did take responsibility for her decisions. She literally filed a suit that aired everything out that happened to her. It's not that y'all are upset about responsibility. When people say you should take responsibility or you should be accountable, what they're saying is that you should pay. You should pay. You should pay. That's what they're saying. You should be suffering. That's what they mean. Men don't actually care about accountability because someone literally could sit here and say, "Oh, okay, like I ended up getting a record deal. It didn't work out for me. I wanted to be with P Diddy. He didn't want to be because she admitted she was jealous. She took accountability. She was responsible. She admitted she was jealous. So this is how I know that for a lot of people that say that it's the fact that they want you to suffer for the decision that you made. That's really what they mean. Essentially, they wanted Cassie unalived, is what I think when people say that. You just wanted her unalived. You feel like because of everything that she went through, her life should have been taken. That's what I get from it. She should be because she came out and did that, her life should have been taken away. Yeah, it's revenge. That's really what it's about. It's revenge. Men use code words, right? Men actually never use the word. They say the word, but inside they have a different meaning of it in their head. Accountability means revenge. Responsibility means revenge. You should have to pay the price because of what it is that you did. They said that pretty much it was Cassie came forward. It made Diddy look bad. She should be off because of that. That's really what they want to say, but they don't want to say it because then that would make them look evil and crazy, and that's what they don't want to do. But men and women, honestly, men and women that say that, they wish Cassie was unalived. They wish Cassie wasn't here. They wish that Diddy would have offed her because she came forward because they want to harm you, and then guess what, they want you to tell nobody about it. They want you to hide the poor experience that you've had with them. Well, you have to think men are very jealous of women, and so their jealousy and envy runs very, very deep. Like, that's the thing, women are beautiful. I don't think y'all realize how deep beauty is that women have, and men are mad that they don't have it because they get upset at the fact that all you have to do is exist and you're noticed. All you have to do is exist and people will give you money. They'll do nice things for you. They'll give you opportunities. And so for a lot of men, they're very jealous of that. So when they see a very beautiful woman, men and women are very angry about that. So when they see a very beautiful woman and they already think, well, she's beautiful, she's getting everything, she's with a mogul, she's getting luxury, she's getting all these things, and then you're going to go back and complain about you being given all those things, and then you're going to get awarded $20 million because of it. You ought to pay. You should be unalived. You should be tortured for that. You should be tortured for that because how dare you be greedy? A lot of men and women see what Cassie did as her being greedy. And so a lot of men and women feel as though she's greedy, and so her life should be ruined. Her life should be ruined because she's beautiful, and they feel as though she's gotten enough. She's received enough. What more do you want? That's why they're still trying to say what she was subpoenaed. She was subpoenaed and asked to testify. She had no choice. So there are still people saying, and even the defense literally was saying that you got your money. What more do you want? As if she wasn't subpoenaed to come there. The woman is 3 months pregnant. Woman is 3 months pregnant. Why would she want to come there on her own free will? No. At this point, she has no dog in the fight. She said her truth. She got her money. She has no dog in the fight. She's just doing what the government told her that she needs to do. Well, she asked for 30 million and they settled on 20 million. Um I honestly think with the exhaustion of the lawsuit, the exhaustion of everything getting exposed, I just think she was tired and she didn't want to keep going back and forth to get more money, honestly. It's not yeah, she got a settlement from the Intercontinental. She got a $10 million settlement. She said it herself. Now, I don't know if that was the hotel that the video got leaked from. I'm assuming that that's why. I'm assuming that that's the settlement money, which she's entitled to. That's what would make sense to me. I'm not 100% sure, but if the 10K came from the hotel that ended up giving up that video of her getting beat on, then rightfully so. Rightfully so. Right. They're blaming exactly. They're blaming Cassie, and it's like, they raided his house. And Diddy was so comfortable. He knew that with the house raid, he was still ordering baby oil and Astroglide and everything. He didn't even care. He's so used to getting off. He just thought it was some joke. He just thought it was some joke. Like, I'm not gonna have to suffer any consequence. Okay, that's what I figured. So yeah, she deserves the $10 million. Yeah, they love to see the beautiful woman. Men and women love to see the beautiful woman have abuse. That's why they were mad with Sierra and Future. They figured, oh, Sierra's a baby mama. No man's gonna want her. And guess what? She ended up getting a husband. Getting a husband, and it appears as though he likes her. At the end of the day, misogynistic men and women, um, they love seeing women suffer. They love seeing women suffer. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. The prosecution made a statement yesterday that said anyone who is on their list to be a witness and does not testify, they will be pursuing charges against them as co-conspirators with Diddy. Yeah, because Gina, they allegedly paid Gina off. Gina Han was supposed to be. So y'all keep saying that Cassie was jealous of Kim. No, she wasn't. She actually was jealous of Gina. She wasn't jealous of Kim because her and Kim were kind of going through the same thing. And allegedly, her and Kim got close during the time Kim was unalive. Cassie really wasn't jealous of Kim all that much. She majorly was jealous of Gina. And Gina's about that bag. And so Gina would, I guess, allegedly, they ended up paying Gina off because she was supposed to be the third witness. And so I believe once they heard about that, they were like, nah, y'all aren't going to pay people off. So the 41-year-old, I was trying to find the original video on TikTok because the men are pissed. The list will be released Monday to the public. Ooh, I can't wait. I can't wait. But I was trying to find the original video of the woman showing off her ring because I seen people's reaction videos to it, but the women that were saying that the men were really pissed. Like I said before, men don't want to see men hate it when men set the bar high for women. Because the thing about it is that fucks up their bare minimum. That fucks it up for them. Because because men think like this. Men think, fuck, if a woman is seeing that another woman got the ring was like very expensive. I think the ring was like $120,000 or something like that. It was a very expensive ring. Men start thinking, fuck, if there's a man out there buying a woman an 100K engagement ring, she's going to think about that. She's going to think about there's a woman out there getting an 100K engagement ring. I might be over exaggerating. I don't remember how much it was, but I know that the ring was fucking expensive. They realize she's going to think this ring is only $2,000. It's a man out there getting a ring for a woman, hundreds of thousands of dollars. What the fuck? Why would I settle for your little 2K ring when it's a woman out there getting a ring that's hundreds of thousands of dollars? Men lose when other men set the bar high for women because they lose access to women. This is why, as a woman, you either get everything you want from a man or you stay single. You do not give access to a man that cannot give you everything that you want, because what he'll do, he'll give you the bare minimum and then leverage things like, well, I'm not cheating. If I'm not cheating, you should be grateful. You should be grateful that I'm here. You should be grateful that I married you in the first place. So they'll leverage love, and they'll leverage the fact of you having a man. Having a man is it's going out of style. You know, we need a new we need a replacement, or like we need some type of upgrade. Yeah, exactly. You should just be grateful. And it's like, well, of course they want you to be grateful, because the worst side, I'm not abusing you. I'm not putting my hands on you. You should be grateful that I'm even keeping you alive. You should be grateful that I'm even being nice to you. Men always are going to be on the winning side when the bar is very low. If the best that you can do for me is be nice to me when I'm nice to myself. When I'm nice to myself, my family is nice to me. My coworkers are nice to me. It ain't not a mean. It's not one person in my orbit that's mean to me. Why would I care and put that on a pedestal when everyone around me is nice and I'm nice to myself? You shouldn't have to leverage niceness because because your species is so horrible. That is crazy. Okay, I'm only going to be on here for like 5 more minutes and then I got to get off of here. I have to do I got to do a consultation in a little bit. Once again, do not forget to join the Patreon if you haven't. And once again, I'm not doing any more one-on-one consultations. Okay. Oh, thank you for the Cash App stepping now. I got it from Anon. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not doing one-on-ones anymore, so keep that in mind. Join the Patreon. The Patreon is linked to the Discord, and then you also can join my spiritual channel. That's all in my link tree. My spiritual channel is Queen the Mystic. I'll just link it because I have been really bad about linking the spiritual channel lately. But we're going to do a cord cutting over there. We're going to do a cord cutting over there tomorrow. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to record the cord cutting tonight. And then what I'll do is I'll still live stream, and I'll kind of like explain I'll explain with the cord cutting video that I record tonight. If that makes sense. Because it's very hard doing that stuff on a live stream. So that's the link to the spiritual channel. Well, I'm not gonna do one-on-ones anymore because I need my weekends to do more things as far as like courses and things like that. Um and like it would kind of happen in spurts. Maybe it's because I wouldn't talk about the one-on-ones as much. Maybe if there's a higher demand for them, I might do them, but I'm gonna focus more on like creating courses and things like that for you all. I'm still gonna go on Discord. That's why I'm about to end the stream now because I'm gonna go on Discord for like 15 minutes. And then I'm gonna do a consultation. I might come back over here. Honestly, I might come back over here. I'm not 100% sure. Because this actually like is like a pretty good live stream today. So I might come back. But I'll go on Discord right after here. So, and I really appreciate all the new subscribers. Um, I appreciate all the love. You all are really growing the channel, which I love. I'm really glad that I re-strategized. Um, understandable is the chat in Patreon for any questions and other things. Um, yes, but more so general. I think you should do donation based call ins in some of your lives. I think the donation would help weed out the trolls. Maybe I could try. I could try. But we're going to go over on the Discord. I'll only be on the Discord for 15 minutes cuz I have a consultation to do. So yeah, I had a really good time over here and I will see y'all next time. Bye.